Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. Boom. And today we're going to take a look at Logic Pro for iPad and some drummer tips and tricks. Hope you'll stick around for the next hour. You might learn something. Hello. Welcome to the show. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing bananas out there. You doing bananas? Everyone doing bananas? Put some bananas in the chat if you're doing bananas. I don't know why, but bananas are going to be the thing of the day. Everybody well? I'm excited. Why am I excited? Because the format's changed here on the channel, and it's a whole different experience. And now every day, well, not every day, when I do these live streams, I'm not doing a tutorial for the most part, so a bit less stress. And you may have seen popping up on the channel tutorials ahead of the show. So they pop up at around midnight Australia time, 3 p.m. in London, and 7 a.m. LA and 10 a.m. in the East Coast. And today's video was diffused by Surreal Machines. And if you haven't seen it, go and see it. Man, really took me by surprise. This one, I've been on the beta for it for a while. It is a reverb / delay app, and boy, is it nuts. It's magical. So please go over and check out the video. The tutorial only goes for about 18 minutes, a lot shorter than these shows. Yeah, and leave a like and a comment below. Tell me what you think of the app. You may have noticed my cough is gone, but now I have this thing that's just all the time, all the time, and it's getting really annoying. That means we're at the end of the cold thing, so that's a really good thing. Yes, indeed. Let's say hello to you all, and then we'll give you a few more updates before we get into today's show. Audible Videos in the house. Rise of Dark Lilo just had a wonderful show talking about frequencies, which ties into my guest this week, which you're going to love. We'll say hello to the rest of the people here. Hugh Caldwell, shut up your face. Did you see it, Hugh? I did it especially for you, dude. You have to go back. It's the last song on the opening hour this week. Shut up your face. I was channeling Mario big time. Anyway, Thomas Christ, hello to you. The mod with the mostest, and Robert Redmond's channel, Clip channel, and Joe Glenn's here. Joe's the star of the show today. Joe and Barry Glenn are the star of today's show. I'm using them as an example. Leela's banging a link for Diffuse right there. Yes, click it, please. Go and support these pre-recorded tutorials because I'm putting a lot of work into this stuff. In fact, when I changed the channel run, I thought it was going to be easier, but guess what? Life's a lot harder. Stress is on. Joe Glenn, Barry Glenn, they're both here. They're the stars of today's show. Yep, Tom's banging links in if you want to become a Wart Warrior, do all that stuff. Patreon, you want to support me, please do. It does help the channel. And bananas in the chat, that's what we like to see. Who else is here? Cold Acres here. We'll get to Cold Acre in a moment. Like he's on the naughty list. We'll get to you in a moment, Cold Acre. SG Experiment, g'day to you. I saw you post a song saying this is my last song. What's all that about? What's all that about, dude? I hope you're not stopping making music. What is going on? What is happening? What is happening? Have I missed anyone? I don't think if I've missed you, I'm a dickhead. Just let me know down below if I've missed out on your name. Many Vibes is here. We've got an update for Many Vibes as well too. All right. Forest of the Wolf, g'day to you. G'day, everyone. Hope you're doing good. Okay, where shall we start? I was laying on my couch yesterday, chilling out, thinking about what I was going to do for my next pre-recorded tutorial. And oddly enough, I got a knock at the door, and nobody knocks at my door unless I'm getting a delivery. And I don't have anything that I'm waiting for to be delivered. And to my surprise, something was... Are you being metaphorical? Awesome, I'm glad. There was a delivery for me at the door. And I was like, I'm not waiting for anything. Oh, it's from FedEx. I rarely get stuff from FedEx. I was super pumped to find out when I opened up the parcel. My friends at IK Multimedia sent me the brand new Tonex one pedal. Wow, I did not expect this. It was such a nice surprise. So thank you, Tony. Thank you, OK Multimedia. Much love. We'll be looking at this next week. My Lord. So this is the original Tonex pedal. I covered it last year. All right. Oh, cords everywhere. There's the original one. Let's give you a little bit of a gander over here on the camera. There's the original one. Pretty beefy. Look at this thing. It's tiny. It's so tiny, right? And it basically is this in a tiny pedal. It's got IRs. It's got cab modeling in a tiny pedal. Let's have a look at it. Let's see how small it is, because I freaked out. I'd seen the shows on it, and I was pretty excited about it when it first came out, but I didn't realize how small it was. Let's show you this thing. You're not seeing my registration card. Holy hell. I still can't believe they fit in an amp modeling unit into this. Look at that. We do. It is incredible. It's got a noise gate, bass, middle, treble, a compressor, reverb, volume gain, and you can have up to 20 sounds from the Tonex cloud in here at any time. Get the F out of here. I'm blown away. So thank you, OK Multimedia. I can't wait to do a review of it. It is just, it's tiny. It's the cutest thing. I still can't get over it. Cute. Lovely stuff. How cool is that? It's a freaking cab. It's a full-on setup. You could take it to a gig in your pocket. You got your guitar, you got that in your pocket and the lead. You don't even need a speaker box or nothing. Incredible. We live in the future. It blows my mind. So yesterday I did an interview with my special guest who's coming on the show. This week will be the first pre-recorded interview on Thursday if you're in the US and UK with the normal time, sponsored by DistroKid. And it was with, oh my Lord, somebody who I have a close connection with, not only because she is one of the most talented singers here in Australia. She's won awards. She's like royalty of music here in Australia. She's Katie Underwood, and she was a part of a band called Bardot, which was huge, number one chart-topping all-female pop band way back in 2000. And now she is a spiritual music healer who heals people with Tibetan singing bowls and chanting and stuff. And she came on and we had an amazing chat yesterday. I can show you. Let's have a little clip. Let's show you what's going on over here. Let me hit you with the first question I ask everybody who comes on the show. Katie Underwood, what does music mean to you?
Music is my first language. I realized that a few years ago, and people often ask me, do you speak another language? I'm like, no, I don't. But then I think about it. I was singing before I was speaking. So what does music mean to me? It's such an essential part of who I am, how I communicate, how I connect with energy, with my own intuition, with other people. And then, of course, there's all the ways that music affects me and affects us in general. Can be joyful. It can keep you company when you're sad. It can activate you when you need extra energy. So yeah, it's music to me is like the air that I breathe. I can't imagine not having it.
Can't agree. Awesome. Can't wait. So I'm currently editing it down, putting all the songs in and the DistroKid ad and all that stuff. Very exciting. It was definitely a new way to go around things. But it has definitely opened up a door, let me tell you guys, to bigger possibilities here on the channel. And that's what I'm always trying to do here, is make the channel bigger and better as much as I can. And it just means some of the bigger artists I've been reaching out to over the last couple of years who can't do it on the day that I had set to go live each week. Now I can reach out to them and do pre-recorded interviews with them. And I've been talking to some really big celebrities over the last couple of years, and it just, each time it fell through because of that live situation. But this is a really positive thing. This interview was just Beautiful stuff. Is there anything else I need to cover? Let's quickly talk about what's coming up on the shows. I do believe this is happening tomorrow, so if you want to join us. So once again, the live streams now are an opportunity for me to do these things like we're doing today, do the rant, interviews, for me to make music as well. I get to make music now. And tomorrow, I'm going to take apart Adam Burse's song that he released on streaming services, and I'm going to dissect it all, take it all out, all his vocals out, and I'm going to start recreating it and then put in his vocals, and I'm going to sing along with him, and I'm going to remake his song and make a video clip with me and him in the video clip. So hopefully you can come and join us for that. I just wanted to, I don't know, do something for Adam that lasts, right? It's just what I want to do. I have the day to do it, the space to do it. So let's do it. The day after, we're also making music once again, and I'll be back working on the new Utensils album. This album, I'm taking one song and messing it all up. And so we're working on this again this week. Awesome stuff. There are some cool tutorials to come. We've got another app coming up tomorrow, which is by the same app that I did today. Well, I'm saying like what's happening here? By Surreal Machines. They have a Modnetic. I'll be covering that. We've also got a bass amp, a whole bunch of stuff, heaps of stuff. Not this. What am I doing? But today we are going to take a look at Logic Pro and the drummer. Hello. Ed Zielinski, welcome aboard, and anyone else if I have missed you. We're going to be taking a look at Logic Pro because they released this drummer. Mr. Smith is here as well. Smithy, and we're going to take a look at the drummer in a little bit more depth because, you know, people have been pretty nonchalant with the drummer and just going, here's the drummer, and you can just turn a few knobs. And I had the opportunity to work with my dear friends here, Joe and Barry Glenn, who are both in the chat. They were on my Patreon. This weekend, they sent a song in to be mastered, and we all agreed in the chat the drums there was something off about them. So I offered to take their project and work on the drummer for them, and that led to me totally rewriting their song. I put my engineering hat on and went, you know what? I'm just going to take advantage of this, and I think the song should sound like this. And I got to work and I changed things around. And we're going to take a look at it before and then after, and I'll show you all the things I did using the new Logic drummer. Normally I would play drums on my drum kit. So let's just cover that quickly. So who am I to tell you that your drums suck? I'm not really a drummer. I've been playing drums for quite a few years now. I play on Pete John's music. I play drums on my own music. I've played drums for Joe and Barry Glenn, a few other people. I have an electronic drum kit. I've just been learning drums for years, being in bands. I'm predominantly a singer, and I just love drums. I worship drums. I think drums they don't get the attention they always should because the drummer's always at the back and nobody ever helps him carry his gear or her gear. And I've always had a bit of a love for drums, so I try to, as much as possible, promote people putting more attention into their drums because they are the backbone of the song and they are the driving force. And if your drums suck, everything else is going to kind of fall to the wayside, you know what I mean? And not all of us have a Mr. Smith to reach out to do drums, so today's show is to try and help you be a bit more confident with your drums and learn from the way the Logic drums. We have when we had GarageBand with the Auto Drummer, it was fantastic. You could actually learn how to program your own drums. But now with the Logic drummer, you really can understand how drums are programmed by using this tool and then converting it to MIDI. You'll see what I mean. So how should we start this? Should we take a look at the song now as it's finished, and then we'll get into how it got to its finished state. Now, this song's not out, so I thank Joe and Barry Glenn for allowing me to play this before it's out. They're going to obviously premiere this with a video clip and all this stuff. Exactly, Hugh. No, the guitarists, yeah, they're wankers, but you got to remember, the singers. We're the real wankers. So let's find this file here. This is the master, so it's a little bit boring. You're not seeing too much. This is the master. I'll play you the master track. This has been mastered, remixed, mastered, and this is the finished product. Get the volume up, ready to go. So this is called A Song for Africa, I do believe, or Song for South Africa. The Glens will correct me in the chat, all right? So let's Oj.
Summer sun on my skin, and your blood red soil on my shoes. I was thankful that you let me in, and my love you will never lose. I loved your sunny, cloudless skies with your cold rejoiced with the first summer rain that drove the drought away. Reach out and grasp the day, not much time to laugh and play. Think on those times gone by, made me what I am today. My thoughts return to earlier times, with pleasures many, problems a few. Your endless suns and your salt sea tang, and the friends we both once knew. Drinking, talking in the night, laying in the warm, still breathless air. Stars can be picked out of the sky. Dawn comes pink and long, so fair. Reach out and grasp the day, not much time to laugh and play. Think on those times gone by, made me what I am today. Echo thoughts of bygone days. Time to put these memories to bed, of reckless nights and wanton ways. New horizons lay ahead. Oh, so much to do, we're not done yet. There is time to dwell on the past. I can carry a tune, so no regrets. Still raise a glass, but time goes fast. Reach out and grasp the day, not much time to laugh and play.
Wicked. I love it so much. It's got such a nice vibe, yeah? It gets you really going. So we're going to take a look at what it sounded like when they sent it to me. Be prepared. So we're going to jump over here to my iCloud and grab this thing. So I've got the old version here. Is this the old version? Yes, this is the version they sent me. And all right, so now I started messing with this already, so we'll just mute that. These are the drums they had with this song. This was before I started messing with it. So let's have a listen to it with their drums and see if you can pick what's going on in the drums that needed to be fixed. All right, let's hit play. Already the quality difference. Now, hang on. Before we say anything else, if you tell me that you think mastering shouldn't be done on your music, you're wrong. All right? So just you can already hear how the difference in this, how muddy it is compared to, and even the start is totally different. Right, so let's see if you picked up what the problem was with the drums going on. And look, the drums are all in time, so there's no problem there. Absolutely no problem. They are in time, and that's okay. Hello, Viv Sparrow. So this is Joe and Barry Glenn's song. We just played the finished version, which I remixed and mastered and redid the drums from. We just played that, and this is the version they sent to me. So the problem is, the biggest problem with the drums is that the rolls are in the wrong places and the cymbal hits are in the wrong places. Things work by bars and beats in songs. So especially in a verse, you are singing and it goes da 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 da, and then to the next bit. Cymbal hits, they normally hit right either just before a change at the end of a bar, or 4 bars, and then hit on the one. Depending on the style of music. For this style of music, you're going to want to crash on that one, yeah. And you're going to want to roll every now and again, a drum roll or a snare roll or some kind of fill in there to lead into the next part. And all of the rolls were in the wrong places. They're halfway through a verse. And we can't have that. And it got me upset. It got me angry. I was yelling at Cloud. So I demanded them to send me the project so I could sort this out and get this fixed. So where are we? Where's the vocals? So the vocals start down here, lead vocals. So let's focus on this. So once the vocals come in here at the 15 mark, listen to where the rolls are. There was a roll, there was a fill immediately as soon as the vocals started. Let's hear that again.
I love you, summer sun.
Hey, there's a cymbal. Oh, okay. There's another one. And another one.
And my love you will never lose. I loved you so.
And there should have been one just there, but then you just hear this bit, right? So that was the end of her line, and you would expect one there, right? You would expect one, and then it goes into the next verse. But you'll listen here, there isn't one, and then there's one on the first line of the next verse.
I loved your sign.
There's a roll. What's going on? All right, so this was a problem, and everybody in the Patreon, because that's what we do over on my Patreon every weekend. My amazing Patreons send in their tracks, and I get to master them live. And everybody in the chat gets to say, "Hey, I think this is a bit loud. And you get honest feedback over on the Patreon before you release your song. Because the problem is here on YouTube, if you send your music into like Thomas or Pete or Hippie or any of these channels, and somebody tries to give you feedback, what happens is the song's already finished. So the feedback is pointless. So that's what we do on the Patreon. Now, the song's great, right? But to me, I think those rolls could be just make it a little bit smoother and give the vocals air, right? Because you don't want, in my opinion, and, you know, it's going to be different for everybody. In my opinion, if a vocal is singing the verse and it's got halfway through a line, just a roll out of nowhere, whoa, what's going on? Popular music is all about, and this is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, taking stuff out and making songs breathe and giving them air. And all of the best songs out there have air and space. And as somebody like myself who's into like Frank Zappa and Mr. Bungle and very off-the-wall music, it's hard for many years for my brain to compute removing stuff out. But if you listen to the majority of popular music, it's what you take out that's important. And giving those drums space is what you want. So I just want you to hear it, absolutely subtle stuff in the fills. If you're going to have a fill in the verse, something subtle halfway through the verse, something that's not too crazy. Now, let's just listen to the start of this song one more time before we open up the project that I worked on. Let's listen just to how it starts. Okay, now, this has already been altered because when I received this project, see these 3 tracks here? These weren't here. I put these in, and it went like this. And all of a sudden, this little xylophone bit just came in for like a beat. And then it was over. Like, listen. And then it was over. And I'm like, why? Why was there only one of those in there? Why was there only one of those? And then we're into the song. So immediately I was like, no, that needs to be more. You have all this space here at the start. That should be going straight away, man. That should be, this is an Africa song. Let's go. This is an African song. I want that thing going. So let's open up the finished project. So I did a duplicate and got to work on this. And you'll see straight away, I moved those in to the beginning. Let's hear it now. It makes a little bit more sense. It's just not one of them. It kicks off. It sounds much more fuller. Now, remember, the volume on this is pretty low because I was mastering this. Let's just bring up the volume a little bit in this project. Okay, so when I started this off, the idea was I got on my drum kit and played just a kick and snare, just to see what I wanted to do with it. And I wanted to experiment with some.
I love you, summer sun.
I even tried
on my
slowing it down.
skin, and your blood red soil on my shoes. I was thankful that you let me in, and my love you will never lose.
Here's that change,
I loved your sun,
right?
cloudless sky.
And you can see if we highlight these drums, look at that change there. So you can see that's where the vocal changed, right? And here's the little roll in here. And here's the original drums, which are that one, all the rolls were just a little bit off. They were just like a beat behind where they should be. And here we got two rolls together straight after each other. Now, I'm not taking the piss out of John Barry Glenn. They're not drummers in any way, shape or form. You got to give credit where credit's due. Joe and Barry Glenn have been making folk music for many, many years. They are super talented musicians. They've got so many songs and they know their craft really well. Barry is just a fucking awesome guitarist, right? Joe, you should put a flute in her mouth and, you know, she just goes for it, right? I can get away with saying that. But so the thing was, it needed to be driving. I just wanted to hear the difference
I love
with
you,
drums.
summer sun,
The problem with these drums
and your blood red soil on my shoes.
was this is a 5-minute song, and that is a very slow, dirgy kind of beat, and that's going to wear thin. Ultimately, it did need to be it needed to be the pace that it was when I first got it. Yeah, so it definitely needed to be that. So what did I do? So the first thing I did was open up a brand new drummer track. Now, if you don't know how this works, we'll just mute out all the drums here. The new drummers in Logic are sensational. So here's all the tracks. There's a lot of tracks in this song. I'm just going to select this drummer here. So I'm going to introduce a new drummer track now. So you do that by hitting the plus, session drummer. Before you hit the session drummer, you can choose what kit you want here. So you can go in and say drummer, pop, rock. You can do all this kind of stuff from here. I'm going to just hit create, and it does all the work for you. Look at that. It automatically has made drums. Now, are they the drums I want? No, they're not. They're definitely not. All right, so let's have a look what it did for us. Did it put the fills in the right place? Did it read the song well enough to do that for me? Okay, now it didn't. Why is that? Because it's put the drums right at the beginning of the project, and there's a gap here before the actual song starts. All right, so what happens if I take this entire drummer project first, select, so I'm going to hold down and select all of this, and we'll move it to the start of the song. And let's see if it does any better with getting those drum rolls into place. Ripper!
I love you, summer sun on my skin.
But you can see what it's done there. Automatically, it's put the drum roll in the wrong place again. So it's not understanding where the actual parts are. It's not understanding the vocal, and it's still doing it. Now, if we compare this to the original drums, let's move this drum track up to Joe and Barry Glenn's. It's kind of similar, but it's in a completely different place to where the rolls were there. So you're not going to get it absolutely perfect when you put this in. So it's going to take a little bit of work. This is the beautiful thing. Like, people, I saw some people when Logic dropped this drummer saying, but it's just taking it all away from it. It's all AI. So where's the actual musicality? Where are you actually making the drums? Well, you still have to do a bit of work with this stuff, right? It's just not going to do it all magically for you. So let's bring this down here, and I'll show you what I mean. Over there. And this is where, now, these automatic drums, much like in GarageBand, they mutate when you slice them. When you split a track, they mutate, right? So let's take a look here. So this section, I want to put a roll in here, say. So I'm going to take this drum section here, tap on it, and split it. Split by playhead. And watch what happens. Did you see that? Did you see it change a little bit? Because it's looked at the file now, this little block, and it's realized, right, here's an end, so I'm going to logically put in a fill. Now, why is that? Because down here in the drum section, you can access this by hitting the pencil, and each section that you click on, once you start chopping these things up, you can slightly change the drums around with all these fantastic knobs. So here we've got our fill amount, fill complexity, intensity, all this kind of stuff. So it's naturally put in a fill at the end. Let's listen to that.
I love you, summers.
Boom, it put in the fill, and for the next piece here, it understood the previous section put in a fill, so it naturally put in a crash at the beginning of it. Listen to it again. So that is the basics for getting in fills. You can control the fills. So let's focus on this first one here and go hard with it. Let's put in a fill amount of 100% and a fill complexity of 100%. And watch, did it do anything? Am I on the right one? Let's make sure. Make sure we're getting a change here. I'm not getting a change. Let's go deselect. All right, let's go up 100%, 100%. Did it do anything? Didn't do anything. I don't know why that is. See that? So we put a fill in. Look what it did. It put fills in everywhere. And we definitely don't want that, right? It's nuts now. All right. It now believes it's the drummer from Queensryche. What is happening? So, you know, you got to be controlling with your fill amounts. And you see, if we turn down the fill amount, give it a second, and the fill complexity, you'll see that revert back to actually more of a kit. Maybe. Let's pull it all the way down. Now, did you see that? It changed back here just to a basic 4/4. So I've turned down the fill amount and the fill complexity, and there's no drum roll or tom roll at all at the end there. Just
I love you, summer sun.
now, did you notice? Again, because we turned off that fill, the next section here understood there was no fill coming from here, and it didn't put a crash in. So that crash is completely gone. So this is where the intelligence of this amazing Logic drummer comes into play. Very smart stuff. But it all comes down to you sometimes just having to chop these sections up so it understands what's coming next. Speaking of what's coming next, it's time to run our ad. Every day we run an ad on this show, and it helps with me being able to pay my rent. So if you want to avoid the ad, you can become a YouTube Premium subscriber or just skip the ad. The ad has been run. Hello, Russ, in the chat. Have I missed anyone who's in the chat as well? If I have, Jim Shannon, welcome aboard. Pete Johns is here. What's happening? Peter Johns, he's up next after this show. If you're enjoying the content, remember, hit the like. It does help. Yeah? Awesome. So let's come back over here. Hopefully people are back from the ad. So yeah, you do have to do a little bit of work to get this to work for you, but it's very rewarding, and it's going to save you from like having to actually play notes in. But it gets really cool too. So let's just walk away from this for a minute and have a look. We'll mute this one out, and we'll come back over to my finished drum track here. So you can see I basically started this whole project with exactly what we've got down here. Let me just spread this out a bit so you can see what's happening. So see how this new drummer track I introduced is just one big block. I basically went through this entire song, as you can see, and split all these sections up and was able to put in fills where I wanted to. And you can see them as we scroll along. Look, let's make it a bit bigger. You can see here, we're going along here, and when it gets to this fourth one, there's a fill in here. This is how you can tell where there's a fill, either so these would be tom fills, and sometimes you'll see complexity down here with kicks and snares, and you'll be able to see even going along here. This looks like it's a snare fill up here. Let's play that.
Time to laugh and play.
Snares and toms in there. So splitting each track at each desired point gives you the freedom to go in there and manipulate the drums ever so slightly to be able to create variations. Now you'll see in the choruses here, so we've got our verse. This is the end of our verse. Let's solo. Now, did you notice the difference there? So we're on the hi-hat in the verses. Yeah? And then we're going to change to a ride. Ding, 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 ding. Important to understand this stuff as a drummer, right? Because when there are changes in songs from a chorus to a verse, you want to vary things up. You want to make it stand out. So it's not just that same hi-hat going through, because a real drummer would do that, right? And the beautiful thing about using the auto drummer here in the Logic drummer is that it's never going to play drums with too many hands. This is the problem people fall into when they're programming drums with MIDI. They'll do a drum roll in there, and they'll still be hitting a ride and a hi-hat and the snare at the same time. And drummers only have 2 arms. So you have to think about that when you're programming drums in just using MIDI. You have to do that, or it will sound stupid. There are no drummers out there who can do a complete round of the toms for a fill and still be hitting the snare and a ride, because you've only got 2 arms. So the beauty of using these amazing tools that we have now in Logic is you're not going to have to worry about that. And you can spend more time on switching up things like the ride to the hi-hat to an open hi-hat. And it's really easy to do this stuff. Let's show you. So we've clicked on here our versed section. Let's bring up the auto drummer, I keep saying it. And you'll notice here we've got our hi-hat selected. But when I click on the next bit, we've got this cymbal crash selected. And it's not as easy as just selecting between the 2 of them. They have more options, right? So if I'm on this crash and I move to the details page, down here we have cymbals, and you can choose from a selection of things. You've got a ride bell, a ride crashed, a crash, or a crash 2. And the crash 2 is like riding on the crash on the cymbal instead of the ride, yeah? Or you can have a bell or a ride. And if you have a look over here on this section, in here we have with hats, half closed, half open, open, wide. So you do have a lot of variation options here in the the Logic Pro drummer, right? And also you have things like feel and dynamics and humanize, so you can really humanize this so it's slightly off the beat instead of being 100% on the money. I myself like it when it's 100% on the money, even though some people go, it sounds like a machine. I want my drummer to be on the beat. I never understood it, right? This need for people to go, yeah, but I want it just to be off time. How many people get a drummer in their band and go, yeah, that was good, but you're a little bit too tight. Can you just play everything just a little bit looser? You know, because you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit looser, because, you know, you're only the thing that holds us all together. We wouldn't want you to be like on the money and like really good at your craft. No, I want a drummer to be hitting the fucking beat on the fucking beat, not fucking 2.3 microseconds behind. Piss off. But you can do that. That's the cool thing about using this. You can go in and do that. You can change the feel. So the feel here, you can actually push the drums slightly forward, or you can pull a little bit too. So giving you not only the ability to humanize and be slightly off and give it that randomization, you can kind of create the behind the beat as well. So yeah, this is true. Behind the beat is nice now and then, but again, stylistic, right? Stylistic choices that you make. This so great for stylistic choices and such. But of course, the majority of the time, you're going to want your songs to be on the fucking beat, man. There's nothing worse than hearing a song and it's out of time, or you hear something go, Jesus Christ, what happened there? Did the drummer fall asleep for a bar? What's going on? But you can do that. And you also have dynamics here. So you can go in and change up the dynamics. I don't want to mess with this file too much. So I'm going to quickly do a duplication so we can fuck around with this one. And I can go nuts. We good? Let's open this up. Well, that's what she said. So here's our section here. Now, you notice I've removed my ride. So let's bring that back in here. I'm going to tap on this ride. So that ride has come back in. And let's focus on using these dynamics. So we can mess with the dynamics. But a lot of this stuff's going to be really subtle, yeah? Let's humanize it 100%. But the real beauty of this is also you can go in here and really create some cool stuff, because you have things like, let's just get in here. You've got your snare centering. You can change it to a rim shot or a side stick or a tom. You can add some percussion in here as well. So you can add a shaker if you want. And I did this later on in the song. I think I added a shaker for the end with the drums cut out of here. You can go in and to your hearts. Now you can also follow another part of the track. So this is awesome. You can go in and follow the chords if you want, or you can go in and choose any other track and make those drums follow the guitar. Say you can get it to follow the bass. You can get it to follow the vocals. You can get it to follow anything you want, which can help with you when you first load up the drummer. So if you already may have a part in there, a bass, it's going dun 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 dun, and the drums will focus on that and it will pick a beat for you to mess around with. But you also can go in and change that, because you have the ability to change patterns in here and create some different patterns. Plus, if you really don't like any of the patterns, you have the ability to go in and manually put in a kick, snare, kick, and decide how many bars. Does this work yet? Have they fixed this? Yeah. Can you do it now? Copy. Did they fix this? I doubt they've fixed it. So you go copy and then go over here and paste. They haven't fixed it. It sucks. That's a bug. It sucks. But you can go in and do that. So you and that, like you see, as I'm doing this, can you see this changing as I'm adding a kick and a snare, kick and snare? So it's adding those in as I'm doing it. Let's play that bit. Now they've disappeared. Let's go back to, let's clear these out. We don't want to use these. And we'll come back over to here. What was it? Set to 1, I think. You also have the ability to add things like ghost notes. So what is a ghost note? I hear you ask. So you'll hear a drum, dun, dun, and you'll hear that little skip on the snare, dun, 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 and you can really turn these things up. Let's show you. You'll hear these ghost notes now. Oops, I'm not even showing you the screen, am I? There we go. So you can go in and go crazy, and I'll show. I didn't have this screen on, so we can go in here and really get manual and put in these kicks and snares. You can do all this kind of stuff. That's what I was trying to show you, what you can do there. Or come back over here and just use what you provided with these patterns here. So you already have a bunch of patterns.
No Not much time to laugh and play. Think on.
So again, hello, Perpetual Platypussy. Let's talk about, so this song here, I'm just going to go over here. Now, if you like what you've done for a chorus, let's just show you. See, I've kind of stuffed these up. So let me touch this and touch this one. I'm going to delete this. We'll delete this one because I have this chorus elsewhere. So if you get a part that works really good, you can go and find that later in the song. Here it is. And I'll hold down and tap. And I can copy both of these. And I come back over here if I've stuffed this up, and I can paste this chorus back in here. And there it is, right? So it's exactly the same as the chorus further on. So if you stuff anything up, you can go and do that really easy. The other thing I was going to talk about here, now you'll notice with this chorus, it's a little bit odd because Joe sings and then there's a guitar part for like a bar here. Here, we'll play it again. Roll. And there's that little space there. So I've put a roll in here and then a quick little roll in here, a little quick snare roll to get back into the chorus. And then here is a little longer piece. So it's the very odd timing they've chosen for the chorus. But I've got 7 minutes. Okay, so we're back to the verse, and let me show you again. I decided in here that I've got these 4 sections. These are just copies of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's no tom rolls, there's no snare rolls in here. It's all just straight beat all the way through to the 4th section. Let's solo and play. Because we want Joe's vocals to be the star at this point.
Just many problems, a few. Your endless
and here's where our roll's going to be, leading into.
And the friends we both once knew.
Perfect. There's that little change. So this is the point I'm trying to drive home today, is like the auto drum is fantastic, but it's not always going to be perfect. It's not going to understand all the time where to place rolls. So the beautiful part is all you have to do is go in and split these. Just click on it again, and look for split by playhead, and it will most of the time put in a tom roll or a snare roll, and then you can go in, tap on it, and you can change that fill to whatever you would like it to be. And you only have to touch this complexity dial ever so slightly, and it just changed. Let's show you.
Think on those times.
In fact, we'll just put a loop on here. Can we put a loop on here? We'll put a loop on this drum, and we'll just continue to change this fill amount.
Think on those times gone by, made me what I am to. Think on those.
So let's change it a little bit. Turn it up a little bit, and you can see it now. It's changed to a snare roll. And toms. We'll just touch it a little bit over here again. Touch it again. Turn it up a little bit more. 44%. Let's go 45%. Up just 1%. And look, it completely changed it. Now we've gone to 48%, so there's a lot of variation in here. That one was wild. Let's go to 55. Wild. Let's get crazy. And you're getting wilder stuff. Now the fill amount decides how many fills there will be in this entire section. So if I turn up the fill amount, it's going to put another fill in randomly in here. And we don't want to have, we want to bring it down to a respectable kind of level where it's going to understand to put the fill in at the end of, let's go 100%. Now listen to this fill. This It's going to be wild. Awesome. So, really, really incredible stuff. Don't be afraid to use the amazing drummer in Logic Pro and, chop stuff up, chop and change it and try and get those fills in the right place and let it make sense. Give your song room to breathe because it deserves room to breathe, right? You want people to feel it, emote with it, love it, have a driving beat and make it sound good. Hopefully this has helped just a little bit and it gives you more confidence to make drums and use the auto drummer. Don't be afraid of it. It's rad. It is super powerful. Just don't expect it to do everything like magic because it's not. You're going to have to put some work into it to make it. God, I'm passionate about music. Let's go out and play the song. We'll play it out and fade it out. Pete Johns is up next. Tomorrow, if everything goes well, there'll be a new tutorial up way before the live stream. And hopefully tomorrow, if everything goes good, we will be trying to start working on this and re-recording Adam Burse's song that he released on streaming services. Hopefully I've got everything, all my ducks counted. And Walk With Me is being filmed this Friday, so it will be up as a premiere next week as well. Let's go out and play this song. We'll fade it out as we head you over to Pete. We've got 2 minutes. Thank you all for being here. Please hit the like on the way out. It certainly helps. Do what makes you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together and stay awake, whatever you do. Let's ode with a little bit of Joe and Barry Glenn. The song for Africa. Maybe. Maybe. If the technical issues happen. Go!
Summer sun on my skirt and your blood red soil on my shoes. I was thankful that you let me in, and my love you will never lose. I loved your sunny, cloudless skies with your cold rejoiced with the first summer rain that drove the drought away. Reach out and grasp the day, not much time to love.